Hello YouTube, Bob from Steenfott Aquatics here. I've never actually said that before in an opening. I don't know how I like it. But anyways, we're hanging out in the fish room, we're doing water changes, just general fish room duties. Yes, I'm shooting two videos at the same time. If you saw my Monday video on the Costco LED light, I shot that video the same time I'm shooting this video. Trying something new there too, multitasking. So stay tuned. Alright, so here's the first tank I was working on. I did have to remove some of the jungle val across the front, and I replanted it in the back. It's growing like crazy in the back there. I don't know if you guys remember last time I said it would, and it has, but it's looking really good. I failed again on this. Shooting the other video I distracted, so I wasn't able to dissolve the cichlid salts before adding it to the water, but that's alright. Done it 100 times before, and I'm sure I'll do it 100 times more at least. But everything looking good here, even with the glare. Nice couple male utentas there. Looks like we're getting pretty full, so I gotta put the camera down and get ready to move the hose. Alright, so the next tank we're working on is the 75-gallon African cichlid tank. Mixed tank. I always catch a lot of hate for having such a large mixture of African cichlids in here, but you know what? I don't care, it's working. They're breeding, they're happy, I got lots of fry, so hate on, haters, hate on. But I gotta get the water going in here. I obviously have to clean the glass. So I'm gonna get the water turned on. I obviously have to scrub the glass. Normally I do that before I empty it. That makes sense, right? So you can pump out all the algae, but you know, I'm just not that good at multitasking when I'm doing water changes and filming two videos at the same time. So I'll show you what I use to scrub the glass. Give me just a second. So I just use these dry erasers that you can get like 1,000 of them on eBay for like $1, and they work really well. Really clean up the glass, so I'm going to work on that, get the water turned back on. It even does pretty decent against this green spot algae, but honestly a razor blade works a lot better. But it's still a good overall algae scrubber. Yeah, this stuff's really on there, so you can see it's getting it off, but I'm still going to have to use probably a razor blade on there. Yeah, well, maybe not, I don't know, it's not too bad. I know you guys hate all the algae on the glass, but I don't mind it. I always like to stir it up real good. This is normally what I do while I'm emptying the water. And you can stir up the substrate and see all the poop floating around, and we usually catch all that. But once again, I fail miserably. It happens. Now for some bad news, and honestly some pretty crappy news, and I don't even know what to think about this. But you guys remember, if you saw a couple videos ago, this sick fish here, I treated the tank with General Cure, it did nothing, so a couple weeks later I did General Cure, erythromycin, and Icex. And everything in the tank died. My breeding trio of super red bristlenose plecos, all the fry that were in there died, the other rainbow fish died. The only fish that is still alive is the sick fish. I have no words to describe that. It's The plecos were a breeding trio from the pleco queen, pleco Barbie, who's like a pleco god if you don't know who she is. She travels all over the world, gives lectures, collects out in the wild. So yeah, they were really expensive and I lost everything. The good news is in the 37-gallon tank over here, I have all the fry left over here. There's a shrimp, but there are fry in here. That might be one scooting around now. Not even close. Well, you've seen them in here. They're in here somewhere. So luckily I'll be able to restart this colony, but that is just absolutely unbelievable to me. I still have the General Cure sitting there, and the sick one is the only one that survived. And he's way more active. He's all screwed up as you can see, but he's way more active than he was before. I don't know if he's going to recover, but that's just very frustrating. The angelfish I got last week are doing great. I did empty the water in here, so they're a little skittish right now, but they've been coming out, they've been swimming around, eating. A lot of the spots, you can see there's still one right there, but a lot of them have disappeared, so they're doing pretty good. Alright, and as you can see, I am emptying water in the Tropheus tank. You can see all the algae on the front glass. This is one that I do care about having algae on the front glass because I love looking at these fish. So I will scrape that off right now, and then probably move the hose past all this disaster over here and then do the other cichlid tank over here. Alright, just checking in. As you can see, I got the angelfish tank here. Alright, let's start over. So, I got the angelfish tank filled back up with water. I did add some needle leaf Java fern, which is between that and trident, Java fern trident, probably some of my favorite plants. But they're already starting to come back out. Probably throw some food in there in a little bit. I am filling up the 37 gallon over here. Well, let's get in front of it so we can see. There's the super red plecos. I think there's probably about a dozen of them in there. So it should give me a good jump start. They're probably about 3 inches, which is nice, so I won't have to wait too long. I'll probably have to take them out pretty soon because the long fin green dragon pair is in there and spawning, so I don't want to get them mixed up. Got the glass cleaned off here. I am emptying over here. There's all my shoe boxes from when I had all those bettas, which are now gone. Well, not all of them, but about half of them. Let's see if we can get this bucket out of the way. It is just trashed in this room. Although I did finally get that 33 gallon long out of here and into the garage. Everyone's looking pretty happy here. Just about ready to turn that off. Move the pump to a different tank. I'd say everyone's looking pretty happy. Big pile of poop there. Alright, 37 gallon is nice and full, and the thing I find interesting about this tank is the longfin white cloud minnows are outproducing the panda guppies. Now there are panda guppy fry in here, and I don't know if they're getting eaten or what's happening to them, but maybe they just aren't big spawners. Maybe they don't like the food I'm giving them. I don't know, but I just find it interesting that the white cloud minnows have more fry than the panda guppies. I just would have never assumed that. There's a couple small panda guppies down here if we can focus. But maybe the white cloud minnows are picking them off. They do seem to be a bit more aggressive than guppies. Maybe, I don't know. I've never had white cloud minnows before. Here's a fry up here. But there's a lot of them in there. They're just in this guppy grass that's extremely thick and you can't really see through. And this is filled up. So you got definitely missed some spots on scraping, but that's alright. The fish still look good. Got some nice blue speckles. Draining the 30 gallon long planted tank over here. Probably stop that siphon before it gets too empty. But this tank is really coming along nicely. I am starting to lose that hazy algae bloom that I've had in here for months, which is unfortunate. The plants are finally out competing it. I really like that hazy look, especially in the morning. You all know that, but I can't do anything about that. Oh, got my Cabela's gift cards. Don't worry about those. Nope, I'm definitely not giving those away. But I will be giving away some gift cards on the live stream tonight if you want to stop by. And what else are we doing? We got to fill the Lake Tanganyika tank down here, Growout tank, with the Cyprichromis, the sand sifters. Down here, here's a nice big one. They're just really slow growing. No color on them yet. There's, I think, 4 or 5 or 6. I don't even know. And then, of course, the Paracyprichromis. So I'll move the hose over here and fill this one in next. I don't scrape this one because it's just a Growout tank. You'll notice I do only have a 24-inch light. I do still have this other Costco light, both of them on that tank. I'm actually going to move that back one, the old one, over on this tank and get rid of that. And maybe it'll give me a better look. It probably won't because this one has the blue LEDs on it, which really help the Paracyprichromis look good. But it will light the entire tank, so that'll help. Checking back into the disaster area here, you can see I'm filling the Coppodochromis tank. Pretty good looking female right there. Emptying the Praecox and Puffer tank. He definitely always goes and hides. Little Steen does not like water changes. There he is back there in the corner. Doing excellent. Hopefully be upgraded to a new tank soon. I did put in a inquiry to the local fish store about a 120 gallon tank, so we'll see how much I can get one of those for. A lot of people do know I do have a 120 gallon tank out in the garage, but it's not the standard 4-foot, it's the 5-foot 120 gallon tank, and that's not going to work for me, so I got to get the 4-footer. And I'm actually thinking about trying the puffer with the Leopoldi angelfish, and I don't know how I feel about that. I think it would be pretty sweet if I can pull it off. He hasn't gone after any of the rainbows, which he definitely could if he wanted to. So maybe I can pull him off with the angelfish. The angelfish that I got, the Leopoldi, are the most peaceful rainbow fish. Not saying that they're completely peaceful. Still got some other tanks to fill up. This one's still looking good. What else do we got? Mess everywhere. That's alright. This tank here has kind of been the bane of my existence. There's another sick bleeding heart tetra. It looks like it was actually hemorrhaging. Here is the original sick one that was almost healed all the way back. Just had a couple white spots left. As you can see, has taken a turn for the worse, but there's actually another one in here as well. Now it looks like it just got a piece like chomped off of it, but there's nothing in here big enough that could cause that much damage. So I don't know if it was just hemorrhaging. Oh, here he is over here. You can see this is just nasty looking. Get it to focus on there, I don't know. So these two sickly ones I'm probably going to have to pull out and put down. Unfortunately, I hate doing that, but I don't think there's any other choice. And then I did add a piece of Anubias frag. I call it Anubias frag, where you just glue a piece of Anubias to a little piece of wood and let it grow out. But I got to get back to paying attention to my water. Probably close to overflowing. Oh, not even close. Alright, we are back. We are filling the puffer tank. We are emptying now the breeding fish for profit. This is going to be, you see how far down that is? I'm taking this water all the way down to the bottom. Probably like a 90% water change. And then I did add the old Costco light to the 55 gallon over here. You can already see it's kind of yellowish, greenish. Definitely yellow, but the green is from the algae. And now that I can actually see this tank, now that it's actually bright, I'm going to have to do something with it because this is ugly. I know I said it's just a grow-out tank, but man, is it ugly. So we'll see. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. A little bristlenose pleco in there, not doing a very good job, just scooting right past the algae. But definitely something needs to be done in here. So just checking in, got the 90 gallon tank filled back up. You can see it's not all the way to the top. But like I said before, it does have an overflow over there, so I cannot fill it to the top. And everyone in here is kind of feisty with the new water. That's pretty typical. Not sure why. Nothing's really changed. No new fish or anything, but I don't know. They just get a little feisty during water change time, so it does provide a little bit of action for me, which is nice. Kind of interesting to see this kind of behavior. Otherwise, they're normally pretty calm and peaceful. So I am filling up the Tropheus tank over here. Not a lot out right now, which is understandable. There they come. Still really slow growing. I upped my water changes, upped my feeding, and they're still just not growing that fast, so I think I just gotta be patient. I can be pretty patient, so I'll just wait. Alright, so we are almost done. I am left to just filling tanks, no more emptying tanks. You'll notice I did miss those two and these over here. Those I always do separate. That'll be tomorrow's water change regimen. I know I did talk about tearing this tank down in one of my last videos, but I just don't know if I can. I love all of these shrimp. I think it just looks awesome having them everywhere. And I know if I tore this tank down, I would miss it. But at the same time, I am kind of bored with it. Everyone told me not to break it down. A lot of people told me it was their favorite tank of mine, which was kind of surprising. Now you will notice something different. There is no more duckweed. If you go back and watch some of my older update videos on this tank, it was just covered in duckweed. What I did was I went to turning the light off pretty much all the time. Maybe I would turn it on once or twice a week, or 1 or 2 days a week, and that was it. My Java moss did pay though. It died back quite a bit. It used to be a lot fuller. Still okay over here though because it's up towards the light, and this also gets daylight or sunlight. So that was able to stay like a nice big clump, but all this stuff down here kind of died back a little bit. But now that there's no duckweed, I'll be able to keep the light on every day, so that's kind of cool. This is the only tank left to fill up. I'll probably have to trim that rotala in the back. Maybe take off a little clump of that moss. Probably not though. I bet on the next water change next week I will have to cut back the stargrass, the moss, and hopefully more of that rotala now that it's starting to finally take off. Alright, so we are done with water changes today, and as you can see, my fish room is just a complete disaster. Not that it was clean before, but this definitely doesn't help. Got hoses, old lights sitting around. Everything is just all over the place. My bucket that I carry around when I'm doing water changes. So now is the fun part, the cleanup. And Lucas over at LR Brett's Aquatics, and if you don't know who that is, you should check that out. LR Brett's Aquatics on YouTube. he showed me a trick once, and I'm gonna try it right now. So let me get ready. All right, looks like that worked pretty well. I'm kind of surprised. Look how much cleaner it is in here. Definitely got my problem areas still, so I need a little bit more practice. That's still broken, so that didn't work. But still lots of clutter up and around there, but otherwise, I think it looks pretty good in here. Not bad, not too shabby at all. And let's take a look as I give everyone motion sickness. Sneak up on the angelfish. Have a lot of people asking about these and want to know how they're doing. Still got a few spots on this one, however, on all the other fish, they pretty much cleared up, so I think it's just a matter of time. This one, if we could get a profile, has some really nice color. But yeah, doing well. Not too much aggression here. They kind of posture like that every once in a while. But eating, drinking, just super healthy so far. Alright, well thanks for hanging out in the fish room, just hanging out doing maintenance with me. This is the first time that I've shot 2 videos at the same time, and it was kind of fun. Something different, so that's cool. Don't know what we have in store for us in the future, but definitely more updates on the angelfish. Like I said, I got some new fish coming in too, so stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see everyone next time.